Howdy folks, today we're playing Grixis Incubate in March of the Machine Standard, and this is a deck that was played at the Pro Tour by Jason Lowe, continuing to see the coolest decks that came out of the Pro Tour. And this deck is it's a Grixis shell. You have your really good cards in Harvester, Fable, Bankbuster, Sheldred, Cut Down, Go for the Throat, Make Disappear. And then instead of your typical Invoke Despair and Corpse Appraiser package, you have Chrome Host Seed Shark and TEZZERET Betrayer of Flesh here. And so I thought that was an interesting change. Jason Lowe thought that was the best deck that they could bring to the tournament to try to win. And I just always find it interesting when pros take these out of the box lines to metagaming. When it's a Pro Tour, the winner gets $50,000. You're going to try to put what you believe is going to be the best deck forward, and Jason thought this was going to be the best deck, and we're going to take it through some run in standard to see how it does. Before I actually play the games, though, I do want to say that this deck only got one win at the Pro Tour. Jason won one game. So while he did bring something spicy, it didn't really seem to deliver that much, but maybe it can deliver against lower level competition on the arena ladder, way lower level competition than the great competition that he faced against the Pro Tour. Maybe we draw better. At the end of the day, we do have Harvester, Fable, Sheldred, bound to win some games with the deck, right? So just going into it a little skeptical, it's going to be better than Grixis at large, considering his results. But, he did think that this deck was the deck to bring for the tournament, so I'm super excited to try it. And yeah, let's get right into the games. Alright, opponent's going first. We do have 26 lands in the deck, so we're probably likely to draw lands. Seems like a pretty greedy keep, but we didn't come here not to be greedy, so let's try it out. One Xander's Lounge, and it saves us here. Omen Hawker. Okay, opponent is about to add a lot of mana to activate abilities. What could they have that activates abilities here? I'm not sure, but we'll pass the turn. See if they try to resolve something. I'll take another beating, that's fine. And they have the Seed Shark. Okay, I think we'll just go ahead and kill that now. Get this Fable spinning. They have not resolved anything that I'm too scared of with the Omen Hawker. 3 lands. The best thing they had last time was a Chrome Host Seed Shark. Looks like they're running it back. They can't attack. Discard up to 2 cards. Probably TEZZERET. Oh, so really we do want to keep this Harvester for Fable in a few turns. I think this turn we want to keep up Make Disappear to counter whatever they have this turn. We want Make Disappear and Harvester probably, so we can discard 2 of these maybe. Okay, get a TEZZERET back. Pass the turn. Attempt to counter something with this Make Disappear. Coming in. Nope. Sure, go to my turn. Flip the Fable. We'll cast this Bankbuster. If our opponent just Make Disappears it, we're pretty fine. Alright, we're good to pass the turn. Opponent just not using a lot of mana. They have their own TEZZERET. So this is only for to activate abilities. This is not an ability. So we're good to go ahead and counter this TEZZERET. They can flip this Incubate whenever they would like. But okay. Not sure exactly what the Omen Hawker is doing. I guess it's just to flip the Incubate tokens, but you have TEZZERET for that. So I don't know if you need to double up on that effect, but definitely interesting. Seemed almost like a mirror match, but we just had good Grixis cards and it carried us through the day. Alrighty, GG's. Alrighty, opponent's going first. We'll keep this, certainly. Blackley's Cliffs and go. Harvester will easily cut that down. Opponent is playing budget and mana. Rakdos, sure. Go ahead and kill this Harvester now. That way we can get our own Harvester down. Don't really think my opponent is a Liliana deck. But I think just in general, just playing out your own Harvester is a good idea. If they Liliana us, we can follow up with a Fable. If their own Harvester, yep, that's fine. And they have the cut down, okay. Sure thing. Alright, we'll get the Fable down. So if they just like untap and sheltered, kill our 2/2, we can go for the throw and keep up and make disappear for their 5-drop next turn. They want to trade with our 2/2. Yep, that's fair. And their own Fable, okay. Okay, don't need another Blackley's Cliffs and probably don't need this Underground River either. Chrome Host Seed Shark. Alright, we'll play that. Pass the turn. See what they would like to discard. My guess is they don't discard anything. They just have an easy removal spell for the Seed Shark. Obviously, they didn't have a land last turn. Yes, they incentivize to discard things to find lands. They don't kill a Seed Shark, though. It can threaten to take over the game. Especially with Go for the Throats being the removal spell of choice, probably in this list. All right, Chandra and Preach the Multiverse. Wow, okay. Those are good ones. Do you want to attack? Okay, so they're getting their 5th mana here. This could indicate Invoke Despair. Very likely. And it would be very good here. Getting it a turn before we can get this Make Disappear online. Yes, okay. Go to my turn. We have a Bank Buster. Pretty happy to draw that one. Pass the turn. We would love to be able to draw here, but opponent, it's probably wise to put us under the gun and just play out a strong spell. Might all be still low on lands though, and I really would not want to have to make Despair unless it's a Chandra or an Invoke Despair. I know my opponent probably has more of those in hand based on the context of what they discarded. Chandra, Breach of Multiverse type effects. Just a really big Rakdos deck. So do they want to blood something away? An Tally, okay. It could be a Cruelty of Gix deck then. Just have all of the big cards in their deck. And maybe they didn't find a land. Duress is us. Okay, so we can go for the Throat the Reflection. They just take our Make Disappear. I think we'll let it resolve and just draw the Bank Buster end of turn. Yep, takes the Make Disappear. Harvesters, sure. Growth. Bank Buster. Cycle the Sulfur Springs out. Find something good, hopefully. Toxic Shores is worse. I guess I'm going to kill this Reflection now. Not happy about it. Just gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Now we have 2 bank busters against our opponent, who almost assuredly has very big bombs in hand. Probably a Cruelty of Gix even. Or an Invoke, sure. Pretty good from our opponent. Draw here. So we can play TEZZERET and make this a 4/4, or just draw with it eventually.
Once my partner's plan is complete, I'll have my will. Innovation.
Discard both of those. We can draw the Bank Buster at any time. Chandra this turn would be not ideal. They can just come down with it, kill our TEZZERET straight away if they want. Follow the next turn up with it. We don't have Spell Pierce in our deck, but I guess make it look like we might. All right, let's see what they do here.
Light up the darkness.
Us not having Invoke is definitely not good. Just 2 to the TEZZERET even is pretty good.
Attempt to stop me.
Yeah, and this is kind of the problem with the deck here. It just doesn't have enough, I don't think. Obviously, we can kill the Chandra here with this pilot that our opponent so graciously left open for us here. But gotta imagine they have a lot of other big stuff in hands.
I'm all out of fuel.
Good to pass this turn. Just waiting for the next Atali or Breach to drop. Pretty confident our opponent has it in hand. There was a point where they kept 2 cards. Could have been Invoke, could have been in Chandra. At least one of them. We were pretty confident in Chandra. They have ways to blood away into big spells. Just killing the Seed Shark. Okay. Another Chandra. I don't think they would have done that. Sheltered makes sense somewhat. Obviously, we need to find an answer to this Sheldred. It's a good time for the Sheldred, so it looks like they're out of any super big threats. Yeah, I guess I should have looted it. Oh, when the Sheldred goes on the stack, should have cashed this treasure in to loot. But I think we are out of this game as it currently stands. Sheldred. Okay. They kill our Sheldred, we lose, but if not, it's a way to stay in the game. Hard to imagine our opponent doesn't have a removal spell, although I think the next time we draw a card, we're actually going to die because their Sheldred is going to resolve first because they played it first. You see how their Sheldred is resolving first. So I think we're basically dead here no matter what, but I guess I'll see what our opponent has. The opponent really didn't have much. This, I guess if I had cycled the blood at the right moment, I would have been fine, but, Babel, sure thing. If they want to attack with a Sheldred, I'll gladly trade. Alright, kill this 2/2. And I think we're dead here. Yep. GG's. Huh. Yeah, maybe I could have switched that around to not die there, but definitely an interesting matchup. Really hurts us not to have Invoke and some of those bigger cards, but alrighty, GG's. Okay, we're going first. I like the look of this hand. This is mono red or something we get value out of this cut down on turn 1. If not, we can go bank busting and then next turn try to get value out of the bank buster and potentially the cut down. Let's say they Play a Harvester here. Double Blackleaf's Cliffs, that's solid, man. That's the look you're starting for. They do have an Abrade. You don't see an Abrade that often, but alrighty. Abrade it is. Fable, sure. Get rid of this token. Alright, so we know they're about to draw, so does that mean we want to get the Shelter down or the Tezzeret? I think the Tezzeret's probably higher impact. So I think we really want to start getting our hand sculpted here. Not a lot of artifacts for us to really leverage the +1 into card advantage mode, but at least we can, you know, go with Sheltered to potentially block here, fix our hand. They have an Attrax in the yard. That's not good for us. Harvester, okay. Double Harvester. Sure thing. Let's plus. I think we want to keep the Bank Buster actually, so we'll decline and discard Seed Shark, go for the Throat. Bank Buster and pass. Keep up any potential mana to counter a Cruelty of Gix. Opponent just has us in a bind in general here. Okay, got a draw. Let's see what we hit. And we did draw the Make Disappear for it. Well, it's going to tap us out and we're going to lose our Tezzeret, which is not ideal. Them having exactly 2 Harvesters was pretty nice.
It doesn't change my future.
Kill this Reflection now. Pass the turn. They can cash in both Harvesters for the Shelter if they want, but that's an exchange we're probably going to welcome. Just straight up go for the Throat's a little unfortunate. Alright, let's crew up. Then they could just trade a Harvester for it. Actually, I don't think we want to crew up. Opponent has drawn magnificently this game. That Braid for our turn 2 Bank Buster really set us back. Alright, if we can find a way to clean up these Harvesters, we'll be in business. If not, we will not be in business. Cut down was good. Draw off the Bank Buster, cut down and go for the Throat. Alright, let's use a cut down now. So we did find ways to clean up the Harvesters. Let's pass the turn here. See if we can get our opponent to not pop blood. So either they didn't need the blood or they liked the card in their hand. Looks like they might have liked the card in their hand. Are they thinking about blooding away now? Okay. Get rid of his springs, sure. Two mana here. Not sure what they could be considering. Maybe blooding again. Okay, looks like they do. So they need green, white, and blue for the Attrax. They're nowhere close. We're not like on the 5-alarm fire mode of this Shaman yet. So I think we'll kill the Harvester. TEZZERET, perfect draw. Let's go ahead and draw here.
You want to fight?
Otawara.
Oh, that's precious.
Can definitely cycle here with 3 mana. Yeah, let's plus here.
Innovation has no limit.
Discard these two. Keep up and make disappear in case our opponent gets any nefarious intentions. Okay, they just discarded 1 card. So it means they're probably going to Atsushi? Atsushi, huh? We could cash in the pilot to counter it. How good is that? How good is Atsushi here? Probably pretty good. Yeah, I think we gotta do it. We can turn the Bank Buster into a 4/4 next turn to just try to block. Gonna need another good one on top. We've had a good string of hits here. Gonna need another one.
You won't be spared.
So what's better, plussing or making it 2? I gotta imagine we're gonna do better if we plus. 2 Fables. Okay, looks like we did do better. Pass the turn here. So our opponent has now they have blue, black, white. They're 1 color away from being able to hard cast an Atraxa. Obviously, any Cruelty of Gix is probably game over. So we're at the mercy of our opponent drawing well. Just a regular land, okay. I imagine no, they don't want to cash that in. All right, we'll get rid of this Darkslick Shores. Plus on this Tezzeret.
I need results. Keep working.
I think I'll pass the turn. Opponent can credibly believe that we have nothing in hand, having just discarded 2 lands. Nice thing for us. Oh my goodness. Needed to avoid that for a little bit. Yeah, I don't think we can. I mean, I guess we'll see how many cards they hit, but no, I don't really think we can beat the Atraxa. We'll see how many they hit here. Full card hand. Yeah, can't beat that. GG's. Alrighty, going first here. Much prefer our ability to win on the play, so let's try that out. Just lost, yeah, that Heartbreaker game where they found the Cruelty, but it was going to be a matter of time before they found something. Their deck just was chock full of those big hits, and ours, you know, our big end game is hope a Chrome Host, Seed Shark sticks and go from there, which is, it's not ideal. So we're seeing sort of throughout the playing of this deck why it was tough for the pilot to do well at this with this deck of the Pro Tour. Just the card quality is missing some of the highest power cards in the format, so it's a little unfortunate to be missing those Invoke Despairs, those Corpse Appraisers, things like that. We're going in the Reanimator route, obviously, with Atraxa and all that. Opponent's named Phyrexian here, which is no doubt a very interesting name. But first thing we'll do is attack. Then we'll play this Fable. Into the Fire wipes our board. Probably means they're a battle deck of some sort. I want this make disappear? Probably. I like most of this hand. Maybe not the Seed Shark? Let's put the pressure on them with Sheldred here. Has to be, they're playing red removal. Onus is on them to produce a card that can kill the Sheldred here. Celestis and pass. Alright, so what happens if I just pass the turn here? If I pass the turn here, and let's say I counter something, we can untap, they'll go to 9, we can play TEZZERET, make this a 4/4 and attack. So I think I like that plan. Hope to counter something this turn and try to end the game that way. Two spells leads it to be daytime. Okay, don't really care about that. Go to my turn. And the reason we didn't just counter it is because we had the ability to draw a TEZZERET here. Or draw an untapped land here like we did. And make this appear on our turn, as well as cast the TEZZERET. Not really sure what was going on over there, but you know, decks like ours are still beat to kind of edge out some of the nonsense in the format, some of the tier 4, tier 5 decks in the format. We're certainly going to clean them up. So I guess GG's. All right, opponent goes first. We'll keep this. Cleaves and shores and whatnot. It's like Esper. Let's try to sneak a Bankbuster in under some counter magic. There's a hard control deck. What are we dealing with over there? Pass the turn. Alright, draw the Bankbuster. Opponent gonna drop a Mind Splice Apparatus on us, or what's going on? Just gonna kill the Harvester, that's fine. Pass the turn. We want the opportunity to kill our Bankbuster, but they already looked at our Harvester sideways, so I don't want them to just kill our Bankbuster. In March, yeah, that's fine. That does lead me to believe that this is a Mind Splice Apparatus deck playing the March of Wretched Sorrow. TEZZERET, not bad. Alright, again play this Harvester. Get another blood. And pass the turn. Then do Bank Bust again, and then get rid of one of these islands for something better. They want to kill Harvester yet again. We're pretty fine with that, sure. Opponent's gained a good bit of life doing that. I wonder what my opponent's win con is. That's my big question here. Go to my turn. Let's crew up, see if they have a Wandering Emperor. At least taps them out a good bit if they do. Just another March, okay. All right, let's resolve a TEZZERET then. In that instance,
I have no reservation.
and we'll make a 4/4 and a Fable.
My toys will keep you busy.
And what could my opponent be doing? 3 March of Wretched Sorrows over there. How do they win the game? Is this like a Kaya that's going to come onto the battlefield? Back over Fiend's Tower. They've only shown me March of Wretched Sorrow and Esper lands. Guess I'll discard these two. Attack with everybody. Nothing from my opponent. All right, Bank Buster time. I got plus.
Progress is power.
Probably don't need TEZZERET. And I guess one of the Fables is fine to go. Or the Xander's Lounge. Play the Fable. Pass the turn. Their opponent just had like a big farewell coming. Jace. Okay. The opponent's gonna try to mill me.
I've already read your thoughts. You won't stop us.
Just gonna mill to draw one card.
Escapes
Okay.
my grasp.
Going ahead and drawing here. And I'm not sure what is in our opponent's deck. They cast some Marches and a Jace, and that's about it. But GG's. Alrighty, opponent's going first. I'll keep this. Got lead on the Stormcarp Coast if I want to cast the Harvester on 2. Not anymore though, drawing the Cliffs. Duress. Okay, they have some interesting options here. People are starting to play Dress more and more. I think it showed up at the Pro Tour a bit, and it's getting people emboldened. They do take the Bank Buster, which makes us have a very easy decision here on the Harvester. Nice little curve. Harvester, Fable, and then whichever of these two we would like on turn 4. That's very good against what we have going on.
A fight? And you think you can win?
But we'll just try to combat this with playing a Fable, hoping to attack the Liliana next turn. Trespasser, sure thing. Discard, I'll discard this island.
We all have things we'd rather.
They discarded a Duress, which is curious. Kind of like my hand. I think I'll decline. Play the TEZZERET.
Once my
Minus on the blood.
I'll have what I
Attack the Liliana with the blood.
progress looks like.
People get greedy with their planeswalkers. Imagine they'll jump in the way here. They don't, which is interesting and probably the worst outcome from us.
That's my cue to leave.
We, interesting enough, will block, say, the TEZZERET, probably. Oh, okay. Guess we're not doing that anymore. TEZZERET from our yard, gone. Alright, attack with everybody. Create a treasure. Play the Sheldred. I'm pretty comfortable playing the Sheldred. They had an Edict last turn. If they had just a regular removal spell, I think it would have killed the 2/2 and then our Planeswalker. Evidently, that's not the case. And they just can't find lands and concede anyway. Definitely an interesting game. Alrighty, GG's. Let's hit the wrap up. Alrighty, and we're back here, and yeah, I think we kind of figured it out as the video went along. I made some commentary on it, but I do think the reason this deck is just quite not quite what you want to be doing in standards. It just I just don't know if you're gonna play Grixis, if you're gonna try to build around this shell. You could just, I mean, play the Rakdos deck I played that won the Pro Tour. I think that's just a better version of this deck in general. Or B, you could just drop the Chromos Sea Shark, drop the TEZZERET, and just play good Grixis cards. You can go a little bit less on lands too. 26 might be a tad high. You can just play a good Grixis card in these spots, because let's be honest, the Tezzeret, a lot of the time it's making a 4/4, or it's making your Bank Buster slightly cheaper. I think you need to build around this a little bit more. If you expect it to be one of the best cards in your deck, and if you expect your deck to really compete. I do love Tezzeret. I love the card. I like building decks with Tezzeret. But if you're going to bring it to a Pro Tour, an event where you're going to want your best deck, where I'm trying to showcase here, I think that you'll see that there is a reason they won one game. It's because Tezzeret is just a tad too low in power level for a format this powerful as this standard is. And Chrome Host Seed Shark definitely is a really cool card. I think there's probably some shells where this card could thrive, and I think this card gets a lot better in best of 3 when you can sideboard into a more counter heavy package and just try to be more controlling version of the deck, when you can take out some of your cut downs and go for the throats if that's not what you have to do for the matchup. But in general, I don't know. I don't love the Seed Shark either. And just typical Grixis good stuff. I feel like there's just something better to be doing on the curve. But yeah, cool deck. I thought it was worth trying out. I tried it out, so now you don't have to say, hey, that deck was cool. Like, would it work for me? I spin it with a spin on the ladder. And the answer is, yeah, you'll win games. Like, you still have really powerful Grixis cards in your hand. If you're trying to maximize your win rate, though, pick up the red-black deck that I covered that won the Pro Tour, and that I covered on Monday. So go check that deck out. It's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot more proficient, better at earning wins on the ladder, ranks you up faster, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, wouldn't say we learned anything revolutionary, but we learned a little bit, and that's the goal with every video. Just learn a little bit, try out some of these strategies, and there are some other cool decks from the Pro Tour that you'll see the rest of this week. So get ready for those. Hopefully those decks have a better chance of doing well on the ladder, and maybe the concept's a little better too. I'm excited about them. So alrighty, we'll check that out. Make sure to tune in tomorrow to see those. And as always, until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.